He's not a Mississippi native, but he's represented the Magnolia State well the last 4 years at Ole Miss. Evan Ingram, the first player of any with ties to the state to hear his name called last night in the NFL draft. The New York Giants chose him with the 23rd overall selection in the opening round, making him the school's fourth first-round pick in the last 2 years and the 23rd in Ole Miss history. Over his sensational collegiate career, Ingram became the first Rebel to be named All-SEC 4 times and finished as the all-time Ole Miss leader in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns by a tight end. As a senior, Ingram picked up countless awards. He earned first-team All-American honors and the Ozzie Newsome Award, given to the nation's best tight end. For the Rebel family, here's a neat fact. 7 Rebels have been selected in the last versions of the NFL draft, 4 of them first-rounders. Winners of 4 straight track and field titles. It's usually Clinton's girls' track and field squad getting the attention. Friday morning, though, 3 of the boys inked with schools, bringing the total to 5 for both teams. Chris Carter headed to Arkansas State. Antonio Robbins and Brian Trunnell will spend the next 2 years at Hines. If you're looking for the best matchup of baseball opening weekend for the Big Three, look no further than Oxford, Mississippi. The 8th-ranked Ole Miss Rebels get tested right out of the gates, taking on number 6, East Carolina. It just might be the best matchup in the country this weekend because this game is the only series on the opening weekend featuring 2 top 10 teams. Former Ole Miss assistant Cliff Godwin is now the head man at ECU. He comes back to Swayze Field this weekend to face preseason All-American Kobe Bortles, All-SEC Tate Blackman, and 17 newcomers, making up the nation's top recruiting class. That game is going on now. We'll have more later tonight. As baseball makes its return tonight, basketball pushes ahead to the games that really matter. Consolation and championship games tonight. Top 3 seeds advance to the playoffs. The losers of the consolation games pack it up and get ready for the offseason. We'll have plenty of action for you tonight on the Full Court Blitz segment. Remember, Full Court is a branch of our Blitz 16 brand and for the best in the high school basketball coverage. Be sure to tune in tonight at 10:20. Our game of the week tonight comes from the 6A Region 6 bracket played out in Pearl. That is Jim Hill versus Forest Hill. Get this, the only team from the district to beat Forest Hill, those Jim Hill Tigers. So get your popcorn ready. This one should be interesting. The draft continued tonight with rounds 2 and 3. The Saints started the day 2 with 3 draft picks, and they traded up to get 1 more. The Black and Gold did add some SEC offense. Tennessee running back Alvin Kamara off the board in round 3. He'll provide an all-purpose target for Drew Brees. In 2016, Kamara had 596 rushing yards, 392 receiving yards, and 184 punt return yards. Alvin found the checkerboard 13 times. A Mississippi native was picked in the 2nd round. Justin Evans played his high school ball at Stone and JUCO at Gulf Coast. The Wiggins native shined at safety for Texas A&M. Evans goes to the Bucks with the 50th overall pick. Swack off the board in round 3. Grambling wide receiver Chad Williams goes to Arizona. He had 96 catches for 1,420 yards and 12 touchdowns for the SWAC and Celebration Bowl champs. Saturday is rounds 4 through 7. Top 10 showdown in Starkville. Number 7 Mississippi State opened the weekend set with number 5 Auburn. Defense early on, Luke Alexander camping out, and he'll make the grab. Another solid start for Connor Pinkleton. 7 innings, scattered 4 hits, struck out 4. It's not a state highlight without Brent Rooker. First at bat, he'll single to left center. Later in the frame, Cody Brown up. Blue calls a balk on the Auburn pitcher. Jake Mangum strolls on home to give MSU a 1-0 lead. From college to preps, the state playoffs continue. Reigning 6A champs Madison Central take the field tonight after getting their first round bye. The Jaguars open the series with Hernando. 2 all in the 4th. Robbie Woody delivers with 2 outs. The RBI gives the Jaguars a 3-2 advantage. But all Hernando after that, Robert Wilkie executes the squeeze to perfection. Connor Spencer beats the tag to tie it at 3. Tigers upset the defending champs in Game 1, 9-5 the final.
The Wingfield Falcons have done something seemingly impossible. After 3 straight 1-10 seasons, they'll be the lone JPS school in the playoffs.
Enough's enough.
Their first test will be to travel down south and face a very tough team in the Picayune Maroon Tide.
Their program is built on physicality, discipline, hard work, and a lot of effort.
Unlike the Falcons, Picayune seems like the same team they've been for years before, except better.
They have not changed what they do.
This upcoming game will be no cakewalk, but Wingfield will still have their star quarterback, LaAndre Thomas, leading the way.
It's another game. We got to go down there and execute. We know we're capable of doing.
For a player and a team coming from nothing and making it to this point, winning this game will be the icing on the cake.
At the beginning of the season, I ain't set that goal, so there'll be a season beyond, and that's what I'm all about, and I know God can do it for us.
Alcorn State recently had a brawl for it all in their cafeteria that leaked out into the parking lot. Originally, 11 players were arrested in connection with the fight, but that number went up to 18 athletes total, which is nearly a quarter of the entire roster.
We're a family, so we keep everything in-house. We don't pay attention to the outside.
The players were charged from misdemeanor malicious mischief to simple assault. Students were held out of the spring game, but they await further punishment from school officials.
Keep your head up, stay focused. The storm don't last always.
Beyond disciplinary actions from the fight, incoming freshman Cleveland Ford announced he will not be joining the team. He'll be going to a junior college instead. He was one of the Braves' top recruits.